Hey everybody, happy Monday. Welcome to Draglist Live, where we bench race with the world's top drag racers. My name is Bill Pratt. It's great to be with you tonight, and I'm so thrilled to visit tonight with Chico Kodama. He's a racer, a hot rodder, and the driving force behind Mooneyes, one of the most iconic names in high performance. From the drag strip to the legendary Mooneyes shows, Chico shares the stories, culture, and passion to keep hot rodding alive across the globe. Before we go to Chico, let's bring in John real quick. John, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great here, BP, and howdy from Houston, everybody. Please join us on the live chat. I'll take notes and I'll pass your questions and comments along to Bill and Chico.
Thank you, John. Folks, click the thumbs up down below to like the show and let your friends know we're here. Be sure to share it because we got Chico Kodama live, and let's prove it by bringing him in. Chico, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having it.
It's so great to have you on. You were just telling us you just came about a 4,600 mile trip to Georgia. What were you doing down there?
Yeah, well, that's back in August when we went to Speed Week. We lost our trailer. We flipped the trailer because of the wind, and so we needed another trailer. And I just happened to look at the website and we found this one. But it just happened to be in Georgia, Kirkland, Georgia, all the way over on the other side of the country. But I wasn't even thinking. But I went ahead and bought it, so I had to go get it.
Should so say, hey, delivery. Oh, that's what you need.
Yeah,
Delivery.
I checked on the delivery too, but I figured maybe it'd be a good driving, good excuse for the a few days away from work.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you made it there and back safely, and you got your trailer all ready to go. And but
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, trails up one piece and we're good. So, all right.
sounds great. Well, we're talking with and so we really love that the shout out you did for us with Kay Turkelson. Thanks so much for sending that. Really glad to hear from you then. But you've shown us your land speed record car. I think it was just before Speed Week. Tell us how things went for you out there. You're the record holder in one of the classes, right?
Yeah, in that class, I have a D motor, which is a 305 cubic inches a max. My motor is a 294 cubic inch I built. Uh, 2001, no, I'm sorry, 2021, first time out, we set a record at 243.134, I believe it is. And this year, Speed Week, we were making a couple of passes, but lost the clutch. So they ended up race on that Speed Week. So we went back for Speedo World about 3 weeks ago. We ran 250.088.
Wow.
So that's my best record so far.
250 miles an hour at 294 cubic inches. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's. I'm not sure what went right, but yeah, it runs pretty good. It's got the power.
I'm not sure what went right. I've never heard that before. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Well, Chico, obviously Moon Eyes is iconic across the globe in high performance and hot rodding. How did you first get involved with the company and tell me about carrying on Dean Moon's legacy? How?
Yeah. Shige Sugaruma is the owner of the company, as
Mhm.
you know. And back 1973 or 74, he came and visited me. I was working on my El Caminos and whatnot.
Mhm.
He came back 80, 81, going to school. And back then, Sige was dealing for Mooneyes, selling moon equipment stuff over in Japan.
Right.
And 1987, unfortunately, Gene passed away. So since his passing, he's been thinking and trying to carry on the Dean's legacy. Um, Family tried a few things, but it didn't work out. So Seagate really wanted to do it and carry it on. I'm not really sure what happened with him because everything that he does and that he says uh, seems like Gene's spirit got into him. I mean, things he says, things he does is just like Gene Moon did back when.
That's
So,
amazing. Well, you guys have,
so he decided to purchase the company, and family was welcome to it. So we did we signed the agreement back in 1992.
Mhm.
And since then, we've been here. Actually, this year is 75 years since Dean
Wow,
started back in 1950. So, yeah.
that's amazing. It's like everybody around the world knows the Mooneyes, that's for sure.
No, everybody knows the Mooneyes, yes. Because of that logo, that Jim Moon created that logo. I mean, that's he was so genius about that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
It went great. Well, my mind goes back to the great Jim Dunn driver and Nitro Funny Car, Kenji Okazaki.
Yeah.
Was he a friend of yours, or did you know him before the sponsorship? How did that work out?
Yeah, well, we didn't know Kenji, or I didn't myself didn't know. Maybe Sega did back in Japan, but uh, right when we bought the Moon equipment, Kenji wanted to drive a fun car,
Hmm.
so he approached the Sega to sponsor him, and Sega, of course, he needed something to get the company going back again. And so it was a good thing to do.
Hmm.
Uh, we loved Jim Dunn from the old time too.
Right.
Well, I mean, it just happened. The Kenzie wanted the sponsorship. We did, and Jim Dunn is such a great guy. So
That's perfect. Yeah, Dunn was one of the guys back there with you in the 50s, as the
yeah,
legendary racer. Well,
yeah.
that's really great. So, but you've raced everything from dragsters to hot rods. What's your favorite memory behind the wheel?
Nothing good. I tried the drag race, but it didn't work out, and I told myself I wasn't good enough. So I pretty much gave up on the drag racing in the early days, 70 to 73. Yeah.
Hmm.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Well, you're out there making your impact anyway, right? It's
Yeah. Yeah.
what's the your day to day now? Do you still sell a lot of speed equipment around the world? How does
Uh,
Moon equipment work these
Oh,
days?
that's changed a lot too. As people get older and who was interested in the so-called street rod and hot rod, as they gotten old and they were getting out of the hobby, and unfortunately, younger people who are into cars, they are into a different kind of, European cars or Japanese cars and whatnot,
Right,
cheap cars.
right.
So,
Yeah.
um,
And tuning them on their
possibly,
phone, right?
sorry.
They tune them on their phones these days.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, you gotta have a brain to do all that stuff anymore, I guess. But unfortunately, the stuff that we make, the valve covers, air cleaners, and intake manifolds and all that stuff, they were mainly for V8s. And
Right.
the demand has, diminished quite a bit.
Sure,
So,
sure. Yeah, that's a legendary brand and it's got a great vintage feel, but it's unfortunately V8s are not around anymore. A
yeah.
few.
Yeah.
Well, so tell us about, how is the folks in Japan and that hot rod culture there? Obviously much different than here. how do those two cultures, hot rod cultures, compare? And what does Mooneyes mean in Japan?
Well, the Mooneye is over in Japan. It's a leading company that does everything automotive and the car culture. Um, Shige has built a name to where that everybody has to have Mooneyes, whether it be stickers or T-shirts, or some of the parts that we make. So
Right.
it's no different. Just a different cars is all it is.
Is is there a, is I don't like if you go to Australia, certainly Europe, they do some of the classic American cars and is the same kind of scene there in Japan where you might see a 57 Chevy that someone shipped over or something like that?
Yeah, they did do that quite a bit back in the 70s, the 80s.
Hmm.
Right now, it's slowed down quite a bit. But
Right.
there are a lot of American cars over there. People like American cars, V8s and stuff. So they do tinker with those things. And, um, we were a supplier for the high performance parts and all that stuff for a lot of people.
Hmm. Well, that's great. Just love it's a always I was always fascinated and enjoyed the Japanese American connection in hot rodding. So many top, Davey Uehara and so many,
Yeah.
tax toy out there in Colorado and still, there's so many, Shiramajo, I think was his last name, but just, tons of great racers
Yeah.
throughout history here. And it just makes the sport that much better.
Right.
Pretty
Yeah.
great.
It's amazing to learn there's so many Japanese Americans are into hot rod and they built their names themselves. Like you said, David Rehara, Sasmatsbara.
Yeah,
You know,
such. It's great.
all guys, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't really, I mean, we've got our drag racing list with thousands and thousands of racers and just so many names, but I don't single them out by nationality, but there's so many that are just amazing and they're all like at the top of their game, like Sush, of course,
yeah,
with good old Papa Joe Paisano. Fantastic. Well, Chico, do you feel like taking a couple of questions from our chat line and see who's out there?
sure.
See what John, tell us who's out there, my friend.
We're here from coast to coast tonight. Pete Mariello in Los Angeles. Kira Steinbach is with us tonight.
Howdy.
She said it's perfect timing. Rich Panicaro in New Jersey is with us. Randy Johnston in Northern California says we have a great guest tonight. And Kay Thurkelson in Salt Lake City says good evening, and she asked to ask Chico about the special Gene Winfield tribute that he and Kyle Hogue arranged during Speed Week on the Salt.
Oh, great. Yeah, let's hear about that.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say anything, but yeah, yeah, since Gene passed away, and I was really fond of Gene, everything he did, and the family came over to me and said, would you pack some of his ashes in your chute?
Hmm.
So, I'd be honored to do that. So we did. And yeah, we went 2:30 with Gene. So it
Nice.
was a great moment. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Was this with Kyle Huff of the Nanook fame, that family? Is that the same
Yeah.
person?
Yeah.
Great. That's a great family too. Oh, that's wonderful, man. That's great to know. And thanks, Kay, for reminding and thanks for sharing, Chico.
So,
Gene Winfield, truly one of the greats. John, who else do we have out there with a thought? Anyone? Whoops, you're on mute, my friend. John, we still have you on mute. Sorry.
I'm getting ahead of myself here. Rodney Potter says, "Hi, everyone from New York State. It's great to see everyone again."
Mhm.
And, we were off for 2 weeks, more or less. And Rich Panacaro says he wouldn't sell his V8 CUDA for any amount of money. And Mark Malinsky, also from New Jersey, is with us tonight. Jay Radabaugh just checked in, and he said he's here tonight. But the question that we had was the one that you just answered, Chico. So we're
Okay,
caught up for the moment.
very good.
Great. Welcome, everybody. Glad to have you with us. And so, Chico, let's talk about the big Mooneyes shows. So the Mooneyes Christmas Party and the Yokohama Hot Rod Custom Show, legendary events. What
Yeah,
do you putting those on every year? What's the biggest challenge and biggest reward of organizing those gigantic events?
yeah. Well, the Sega does everything over in Japan. He does an incredible job. He's got so many people helping him to do that. But that show is a little more than just a car show. They get about 600 motorcycles and 250 cars. I mean, all different cars, from a hot rod to street rod, VWs, trucks, you name it. Everything is there. But what's different about that show is it's a reunion for people from all over the world, Australia, England, Sweden. We got people from Thailand and Asia. Uh, we normally take about 50 people at a tour from the U.S. to
Mhm.
do that show. So it's everybody look forward to see each other once a year.
Right. Nothing like it's the people part of this sport is the best part, isn't it?
Yeah, no, this I'm sure it's the same as any other industries, but automotive industries, whether it's race or the car shows, I mean, camaraderie is incredible. I mean, everybody helps everybody else, and it gets to be a friend no matter what. You meet somebody the first time, and they become a good friend. So.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, you're still still as a lifestyle brand, still keeping it going, right? It's how many stickers and t-shirts and things do you ship out a week?
Yeah, quite a bit. If it wasn't for that, we might be out of business.
Do you have a catalog or do you have people
Uh,
come to a
no,
website now?
yeah, we stopped printing the print catalogs anymore. Everything online.
Right. People just go to what, mooneyes.com or
MooneyesUSA.com.
mooneyes.usa.com. I'll visit right after the show.
Uh, no.
So, but I mean, we talked about this a little bit, but the drag racing scene, how do you see Mooneyes' role in shaping drag racing history? And like we talked a little bit about the future, but I guess it's waning, as we said. But are you thinking about the future, or are you still going to stick with the vintage?
Well, we need to think about future, but I'm not sure what to think. Right now, we don't know, which way to go. There are a lot of different the cars that are so much different from the what I'm used to, and
Right.
uh, I don't think there's too many things you can make for those newer cars anymore. Everything,
Right.
they come with everything you need.
Yeah. Yeah, if you remember back in the days when it was a big deal to have your car balanced and blueprinted, because we kind of slapped them together in Detroit and all the tolerances weren't perfect. I
Yeah.
think modern cars, the tolerances are pretty perfect these
Oh,
days, aren't they?
yeah. Yeah. All these high technologies, I mean, really, it's amazing how they came away from the, about 20, 30 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. pretty crazy. And I guess it's get robots doing it. It's a sore point, I guess, sometimes, but it's pretty amazing when when you see those lines and churning those cars out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you
One thing though, that every once in a while people come up with new ideas, and these Teslas, they have people wanted they didn't quite like the hubcaps they come with, so
uh-huh.
somebody came up with an idea of the moon disc. So we did make a moon disc for the Tesla.
That's cool.
Yeah, they look pretty cool, and they do help on the mileage too.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah,
I've seen some Teslas at the drag strip. They're ridiculously fast. Or
yeah.
matter of fact, too fast for the people driving in them, to be honest with you. In the case, some folks probably need a little some driving training before they take them out there.
Yeah.
Do you guys still sell like your hardware, like fuel tanks and gauges and things like that online?
Yes, we do. Yeah. In fact, the fuel tanks, not only the fuel tanks, we make all different size and type of tanks, whether it be water, oil, or fuel.
Hmm.
Anything from a quarter gallon to 15 gallons. Uh, we do most of them are custom orders. We make custom orders the way people want, and
Right.
they're a specialty, I should say. Thank God for that, and the moon discs. We're still in business. Yeah.
Keeping it going. Well, as long as there's moon around, there's always going to be hot rodding. But
Yeah.
well, as you go back looking over your life, you work with many known legends in hot rodding and drag racing. Who would you say are some of your biggest influences, and what were some of the lessons that they passed on?
Well, I didn't get as much as I should gotten because I don't. I'm not good at the communications. So we had two people here, the key people when we took over, Fred Larson and
Hmm.
Bill. Fred Larson was the mechanic, and he built motors here, and he ran the streamliners with a 180 cubic inch small block Chevy. He
Wow.
ran 307. Yeah. And then Bill Jenks, of course, he ground cams for many, many years. And, his cam was world famous. Everybody wanted his cam. But being here for 30 some years, and that's one thing I kind of regret that I didn't get as much information out of them as I should have.
Yeah. Well, you're probably head down doing your job hard, keeping things going.
Yeah, sweeping the floor, cleaning the windows and whatnot.
That's what I do around here. That's
Yeah.
Well,
So
my goodness. Yeah, we were talking about electric vehicles and new generations of enthusiasts, so the Mooneyes brand, I'm glad we got the discs on the Teslas. I just wonder if there's, what else we're going to offer this sport from the Mooneyes perspective.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, as things happen, we'll come up with some ideas, but not knowing those are newer cars, it's kind of hard to come up with any ideas.
Sure.
So
Well, taking it, they don't look as cool as the ones we did in the past, so you can always make them look cooler.
yeah, that's one thing we like to do, make them look, stand out a little bit better than the original ones. But yeah, I don't
Heck
know.
yeah. Well, what are of all the cars? Obviously, your 250-mile-an-hour Bonneville car is pretty amazing. What are some of your favorites that you've had over the years? What do you think are some of your most iconic cars?
Iconic card, Speed Demon. George Petit. I've known him for many, many years. In fact, he bought one of my cars I had.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he was an incredible person, and not so much the car itself, but what he did for the sport is
Right.
something I really cherish.
He was terrific, and unfortunately, we just lost him recently as well, as I realized. But sorry for your loss there. But I was in Lincoln, Nebraska, at this gigantic, beautiful, beautiful museum, and they had one of George's cars there, looking
Yeah,
good. That
yeah,
might have been the one, I think.
yeah, the gold one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. That's a lovely museum if folks never get a chance to go out there. It's the American Museum of American Speed, I think they call it. But
Uh, yeah.
pretty amazing. Yeah. But well, what got you started way back in the day when you were a young man? What gave you the drag racing bug or the hot rodding bug?
Well, going back many, many years, back then that I didn't know nothing about cars. But a friend of mine just came and said that he's got a hot rod. So, uh, what is a hot rod? He was going to show me. And what he had was a four-cylinder Pinto. But it was hopped up,
Yeah, yeah, sure.
He had the headers and the carburetors and all that stuff. So, um, when I seen that, I said, "Oh, but at that time I was studying to become an actor because I like drawing
Really?
and all that stuff. So, but as soon as I seen that something just clicked on me and said, forget all about studying, and uh, uh, I moved on to cars. Very first one, the car I bought was when I was 18, there was a car parked on the front lawn of a lady's house, convertible at that. So $650. Then
Nice.
I said, okay, I'll buy it. I didn't know what that was when I bought it, but it was a 1960 Corvette.
Wow. That's like one of those barn finds. You don't believe people when they tell you the story.
So it was a great deal. But, then I moved on to so many different cars and whatnot. But,
Right. That's as we all do. I had a great friend. He's still with Facebook on me, Dave Newcomb. When we were in high school together, he also had a hopped up Pinto with a
no,
four cylinder. So, it was fast little car. I mean, he had it hopped up. I don't remember exactly what he did to it, but yeah, hot rodders come in all shapes and sizes and all kinds of
yeah, yeah.
awesome.
It's all up to a person's imagination, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So great. Well, I mean, let's take a short break and see if John has anybody else on the chat. What's going on out there, John?
Well, let's see now. Am I unmuted?
You
Okay.
are. You're live.
Kay Thurkelson asked about the Craft of Speed documentary.
Oh, she's got the best questions tonight. Was that tell us about that. Did you put that together or were you just featured in it?
No, actually, I met this guy, Ming Lai, Lai. He's a independent filmmaker.
Hmm.
So I was, I belong to temple, one of the temples over in Los Angeles. So I was there on Sunday, and people are asking everybody questions about, what you do and all that stuff. So I said, well, I run a landscape car, and this guy Ming came up to me and says, "Oh, what do you do?" And he wanted more answers, and he said, "Well, he wanted to make a documentary about me,
Uh-huh.
not the Mooneyes at that time."
Yeah.
And that would have been a mistake because he himself said that because, you know, if it wasn't for my wife, he couldn't have done the documentary because I don't talk.
Yeah.
But then he came over to the shop and he seen what it is. His father actually has a 32 Roadster.
Okay.
So his father kind of talked him into visiting Mooneyes and see what it's about and whatnot. Then he came, and then I was just starting to build a new car, just a rear-engine modified Roadster.
Right.
So he decided to do the whole documentary on me building cars and the Mooneyes. You know, he spent let's see, 4 years. Uh,
Wow.
he finally finished it, and we had a premiere showing June, I think it was. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So,
that's great. When can we see it? Do you know where it's going to be featured?
he's having another showing on September, no, October 18th at Haggerty's garage over in
Okay.
Mooneyes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's great. Well,
yeah, and after that, he'll go to Japan show, and he'll introduce the DVD. Actually, he
okay.
on the DVD, and he also have a book on that. The other photos that he took, that he made it into a book. So he'll have that available too.
That's
Uh,
great. So is
well,
he going to sell that online or does it be distributed somehow so more people
yeah,
can
I'm
see
sure he's gonna start selling. I don't have a detail just yet, but he'll start selling over in Japan at the Moon Eye show. Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, did he do it in Japanese with America English subtitles or vice versa? How did,
No, it's the other way around. It's all in English and subtitled over in Japan. Yeah, so
that's amazing. Well, congratulations. And
it
I
is.
can't wait to see it.
He did the incredible job on that one. I mean, it tells everything about Jim Moon to Shigas and all of that stuff. So yeah.
Right. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, so thank you, Kay. So Kay's out there finding our great guests and giving us their hints on what to talk about. What else do we have out there, John? Anybody else with a thought?
Yeah, so I had a question for Chico, and I was going to ask you if y'all still run the Jocko Streamliner.
No, Jocko Streamline is in the display at the oh,
Was the NHRA Museum, is it, or is it in
no,
Garlock's place?
it's about the Galpins Auto
Oh,
Sport. Yeah.
oh, Galpin Ford is
Uh-huh. Yeah.
it's
So
one of the great funny. That's where the Trojan Horse came from, the Galpin Ford Group, and a few others
yeah.
back in those days. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that car never had a motor in it when we got it.
Is that
Uh,
right? Yeah.
yeah, when Dean had it, I guess it had the Allison V12, and he swapped over to ZL1, big box heavy. But that was more of a movie car than anything else.
Right.
It was used on a lot of the commercials.
Yeah, was that body heavy? It looked like it, but I couldn't tell.
I'm sorry.
Was the body very heavy?
Oh yeah,
Um,
it's all fiberglass and it's a real heavy body. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, pretty amazing.
That's what I heard too. I mean, it's a beautiful museum piece, if nothing else, because
Hmm.
it goes back in drag racing history and
Yeah.
Salt Flats history, etc. But now Pete Mariello asked, is the Moon Eyes Christmas party at Pomona Racetrack going to be quarter mile or eighth mile?
Yeah, it is eighth mile, and it's already they decided to do an eighth mile race. So
Okay,
So
finally, Jay Radaball asked, who is Chico's dentist? What a great smile.
I was wondering that myself, makes me want to go like this here. They
Yeah.
look terrific. Thank you, Jay. Thanks, everybody. Great stuff. So, back in what are some of the good road stories? Have you as you traveled here and there and going to the Salt Flats, did you ever have any unique circumstances or anything break down or any kind of crazy thing happen at the races that you can recall?
Well, breakdowns you always had, one thing or another. We kind of seems to get sit together, but uh, uh, no, just minor things. I mean, thing about my front engine roadster and the Range Roadster, seems to get lucky on the first run because
Yeah.
both of the cars I set a record on the first event.
Wow.
Since then, I go downhill.
Is it just because, well, walk us through the FIA rules there, because you guys follow FIA rules, don't you? Where you have to go
Uh, no, it's just a SCTA and a BNA.
SCTA.
Yeah,
So,
FIA, I think they do have a meet, but that I don't really do that. Yeah.
got it. Is it an average of your two fastest runs? Walk
Right.
us through an
Yes.
average run that you have to do at the
Yeah.
track.
Yeah. You qualify for the record, and then next morning you do a backup run. They take a average of two speeds, and if it's over the previous record, then that becomes a record. Yeah.
That's terrific. So because they average the two speeds, there's no. I'm asking a question. I'm making a statement, but it's no backup requirements, right? If you do the average, that automatically gets you the next record. Is that the truth?
Yeah, right. I mean, on the backup run, you don't necessarily have to go fast as long as the average speed is over the previous record. Right.
Got it. So that's amazing. So you've got how many records have you set over your career?
I guess two.
Yeah, but you got two and you still got them. That's the thing.
Yeah, well, one of them, the front engine ones, they got taken away. The record is now 242. And my guesstimate with my combination, I was thinking 235. So it's a little, out of reach. That's one of the reasons why I built this rear engine roadster with the motor I built.
Right.
So the record back then was a 193. So
Okay. And you blew that out of the water, didn't you?
yeah, well, some people said, "Why are you, why did you do that? You should have done it a little slowly, so I can." I just want to see how fast I can go.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so what are they trying? It's not like you're on an index or anything like super stock racing, go
I-
run fast. I love it. So walk us through your car, Chico. Tell us a little bit about the power plant. Is it supercharged or turbocharged or?
No, it is supercharged. Yeah, the 671.
Hmm.
Yeah, they run on the methanol.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And I was talking to our friend Brett Kepner, who loves going out there. He hasn't been out in a while, but he was telling me that the cars are much heavier than you would expect because they
yes,
need a way to keep them planted.
right. Yeah, yeah. First time I built my front engine car, I built it at it weighed at 3,400 pounds, and I talked to a lot of people, and I happened to know the aerodynamicist, and he said it has to weigh about 3,900 pounds in order for it to stay on the ground. So
Right,
I've added yeah, quite a bit more weight on it. Yeah, it is true that it does happen. It starts to fly in a higher speed. So on the rear engine cars I got, I put added the rear foil, the spoiler.
right, right.
So it stays on the ground.
That's pretty fascinating. So you have to get enough downforce to keep you planted, but not
Yeah,
enough to slow you down. That's a lot. That's an engineering
right.
problem.
You gotta have a right combination, right?
How long is the circuit? Typically how long are you driving in one direction?
Well, so far, the race track is a 5 mile.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
So,
do you use all of that or as much as you want, or how does that
yeah,
work?
you can. You don't have to. I mean, some of the cars, they set a record at 3 mile. That's another thing too. 3 weeks ago, I qualified for a new record at 2:48, and on the backup run, I went 2:50.
Oh, wow.
But on a qualifying run, I went 5 mile. On the
Okay.
backup run, I felt something on the motor, so I killed it, and it turned out at 4 mile. So although it would have been a record, because I didn't go all the way to 5 mile, that wasn't a record.
Got it. Did that count because you had to slow down after 4 miles, or you have to pick the same distance for your both of your runs?
Yeah, you have to go to qualified mile. If I would have qualified at 4 mile, then I would have been okay. But
Got it.
qualified at 5 mile, I had to go to 5 mile to be a record.
Right.
So
Well, we can
if I
get it next year. You don't want to blow up that beautiful small block.
yeah, if I'd known that though, 250 at 4 mile, I could have just coasted down to 5 mile and to be a record.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking.
Yeah. Well, like I say, there's always next year. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying.
Yeah. Are you making plans for August 2026 already?
Yeah, I'm working on I'm refreshing the motor for this one, and also I'm going to run a Fred's engine, 180 cubic inch.
Wow. That's
So
fantastic.
I'll put a top mount blower on it and see what we can do.
Sounds great. John, you have another thought, sir, from the group?
Yes, while we were just on the subject of making runs and everything, Crafty Kate is with us tonight, and she asked, how many times do you have to back up your run?
Well, just once. If you qualify at the speed and then you back it up with the whatever speed. Like I said, uh, average speed of two runs would be the record. So, if,
Chico, do those runs have to be in different directions or
that used to be the old time. Back, I don't know how long ago it was, but they did used to run different directions. But right now they run the same directions, but next morning.
got it, got it.
Then they did run opposite way in 1 hour.
Right.
So when Fred made a 307 run, he had 1 hour to get prepped to go to the other side. So
Wow.
he had all kind of bag of ice, and he just dumped all the ice on the motor to cool it off.
Right.
Right.
Uh,
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I think better the way we're doing it now. John,
yeah.
any other thoughts from our crew out there?
I'm sorry, what was that, BP?
Any other thoughts from our gang before we have to unfortunately say farewell to our guests?
Well, Kay Thurkelson said she'll be at the World Finals this weekend, and Rob McCabe checked in with us, and he said he's trying to get started on his Funny Car Chaos recap from the past weekend, and he has limited time tonight. But Rob, it's great that you dropped in on us.
Oh,
We're happy to have you with us, and I think we're just about caught up for the moment here.
thank you, John. Thank you, everybody out there. And let me just ask Chico, any interests away from racing? Do you have any time for anything else in your life?
Uh, One thing, yeah, I do bonsai.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
That'll keep your Zen going, right?
Yeah, but when I'm onto one thing, the cars and the race and all that stuff, I kind of ignore the bonsai, and I'll
Right.
get back in it when I have a little more time.
Well, you need something to do over the winter besides rebuilding and getting ready for Speed Week 2026.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
So wonderful. And again, it's mooneyes.usa.com, right? For folks
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I'll be checking that out myself here in a moment. And oh my gosh, Chico Kodama, I hope I see you out at the California Hot Rod Reunion. I have plans to go, but I'd better plans are in my head and not in my
I have
schedule.
so many things to do. Right?
It was really wonderful to meet you, sir. Thank you so much for visiting with us tonight, and I wish you all the best. I hope to see you in person soon.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Thanks very much for having me here.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Chico Kodama of Mooneyes, USA. We'll see you down the road, sir. Bye-bye. Fantastic. Oh, he is so great. So man, so I'm going to say farewell here myself in a moment and turn it over to John Bachman for this week's JB's Take and the Racer of the Week. John, take it away, sir.
Thanks, Bill. My pick for races of the week are Charlie and Rafaela Benson from Gardiner, New York. Charlie and Rafaela were recommended to me by our friend and former Racer of the Week, as well as a featured guest, Jim Cummings. Thanks, Jim. It's an honor to feature them tonight. Charlie's awesome front-engine dragster is one of the East Coast Fueler's top competitors. Charlie is a mechanic for UPS. He was a winner at Good Guys in 2001. He won Top Fuel at Indianapolis and the Invitational at Cayuga, Canada. His best ET with this great dragster is a 641, and his best mile per hour is 215. The car is a 1999 Sterling 225-inch chassis with a 540 cubic inch big block Chevy engine pushing out 1,800 horsepower. It runs a 1471 high helix blower, a 2-speed power glide transmission, and a 9-inch Ford rear end. The crew consists of Tim Benson, Rafaela Benson, Jack Dolan Sr., Jack Dolan Jr., Joe Dolan, and Michael Zacharia. I hope I pronounced Zacharia instead of Zachariah. Zacharia. Bad Boy Racing is sponsored by Quality Machine Shop of New Paltz, New York. Charlie and Mike are proud to tell you that with the help of Quality Machine Shop, that all of the engines and driveline parts are custom built and assembled by Charlie and Mike themselves, keeping this front engine rocket flying. Like they say, when your bad boy life begins in the 6-second zone. Charlie and Rafaela, y'all have an outstanding dragster and a racing team. The East Coast Fuelers are a top-notch drag racing group, and Jim has been very helpful to recommend racers from y'all's group. We wish you both good luck, safe racing, and the best of times in the future. And this has been an amazing week for me, y'all. Starting with Debbie's birthday on the 15th, which we celebrated at the Outback Steakhouse with a fantastic dinner. It was followed on the 19th with an incredible gig with the Spare Parts Band, which is made up of players from the Pee Wee Bowen Band. We played to a packed house, and they loved us. I was surprised, but very pleased. The next day, the 20th, was my birthday, and we went to Fuddruckers for a great dinner. And yesterday, the 21st, was Bill Pratt's birthday, and I'm sure he had a great day. A lot of celebrating and good times this week, y'all. Spare Parts asked me to design a business card. I made it today, and it was approved. We'll have cards printed up shortly. Apparently, this band is a major hit with Pee Wee's crowd, and they all told us to keep doing it. I said, okay, this isn't going to postpone the album I'm working on with the City Kings. We're still working on schedule, and I'm looking forward to our next session, which will be tomorrow night. It's coming along fine. Everybody stay safe and well. You were the most important part of this show, and we love you all. It's a great way to spend an hour together on a Monday night. We'll see y'all next time. God bless America. Back to you, BP.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it, my friend. And oh my gosh, you met, yeah. So happy birthday to you, and thanks for your kind wishes. Denise and Jason took me out for a big old steak and a little bit of red wine. If truth be told, yesterday did the same thing here at home. So I got 2 nights in a row. Now we got to
Yeah.
work it all off. But I'm wishing you all the best and happy birthday to Debbie too. Didn't realize that. So this last weekend, Rob McCabe, who checked in here briefly, he was up at Funny Car Chaos at Lebanon Valley Raceway in New York, getting all the stats for us here at Draglist. So Rob is working on a photo recap of that event. Plus, he's already started updating the drag racing lists with the great info. So thank you, Rob. This next weekend is a Supercharger Showdown and burnouts for Bunny and Bear right here at Maryland International Raceway. So we will be down there on Saturday, the 27th for that. And Jagger Naves and probably a whole bunch of those East Coast fuelers will be down there. So I look forward to seeing everybody down there and going to have a good old time. Old Jack Red will be joining me, and we'll hit the road to Budds Creek, Maryland, and see all of our friends, and of course see Bunny Burkett's team and family, Julie Burkett and everybody, and Mo Burkett. And got to get Mo and Jack together, man. That's a combined about 90, 180 years of drag racing experience when those guys get together. But looking forward to that. And then coming up on October 18th, Bruce Larson dropped me a note yesterday and announced the 2025 USA One Drag Fest at Bruce Larson's Stony Creek Barn up in Dauphine, PA, near Harrisburg. So Bruce, once again, choosing Draglist as the exclusive place to promote the race and the event. We are going to be up there on the 18th of October to see you, which is going to be about a week after the California Hot Rod Reunion. So lots and lots of great hot rod stuff coming up. So check out draglist.com for that poster. It's up on the front page, and I look forward to seeing you there. We'll look for Rob's report here pretty soon. Upcoming guests, Miss Kay and Mr. Pete have been working hard for us and getting us some good guests. So coming up next Monday night, ladies and gentlemen, Dina Paris, the pro mod champion, the lady who drives the Cadillac powered or the Cadillac bodied pro modified car, IHRA world champion from a few years ago. Dina Paris will be joining us. She is a hoot, so much fun, and I look forward to featuring Dina next Monday night. Coming up in October, the calendar is packed. October 6th, Dave Gallegos, the Nitro Clown Nostalgia Funny Car, will be joining us. On the 13th, it'll be Steve Macklin, who drives fuel and alcohol funny cars. On the 20th, Kai Michelson, the Rocket Man, the man who's put just about everything, a rocket into just about everything, including the quickest and fastest quarter mile run in the history of the sport, although it was done out on the salt flats with Kitty O'Neill. Kai has got decades and decades of experience in rocket drag racing, and he's the man. On the 27th, Christine Foster from the Foster Racing Top Alcohol Funny Car team will be joining us. And then into November, we've got 2 dates. So November 3rd will be Andy Morocco, thanks to Mr. Pete. He's got the street legal drags out there in California. He'll be telling us all about that. And then coming up on the 10th of November, announcing this for the first time, Paul Conlon in the Boston Monkey Top Alcohol Funny Car. Paul will be joining us. I'm sure he was just probably right up there in Lebanon Valley over the weekend. But Paul Conlon, the Boston Monkey, a guy we've known since 2002, the very first funny car reunion at Englishtown Raceway. He was out there racing a little Fiat-bodied altered against those funny cars, and Paul's just gotten better and better over the years. So looking forward to all these great guests. Thanks to Kay, thanks to Pete for lining them up for us. Lots more folks to come. It's getting to the point where I'm having to tell people, well, we might be able to sneak you in December or maybe January. But really looking forward to all these great folks coming up and joining us. We have been off for 2 weeks, so I've got some of those we lost that's a little bit dated, a couple weeks. But on the 8th of September, we lost Cheryl Huff. Cheryl was a respected drag racer and owner of Ohio Valley Raceway since 1988. He spent a lifetime touring, taking that strip of asphalt and making it a home for racers and families and fans. A really great hands-on promoter in the 8th Mile track. It's called Ohio Valley Raceway, but actually in Kentucky on the other side of the line down there. And just an amazing, amazing gentleman. His son, Billy Huff, captured 2 IHRA Pro Stock World Championships in the early 90s. And, a testament to the values and worth ethic that Cheryl Huff lived every day. So, farewell to Cheryl Huff, one of the great names. He also a member of the Kentucky Drag Racing Hall of Fame from 2013. Cheryl Huff passing away on the 8th of September. On the 17th of September, we lost Dwight Cox. He raced the Racing Head Service, big old stock eliminator Chevrolet, and he also ran a Dodge Challenger and stock eliminator, one of the great stock eliminator racers in the NHRA history. Also won Indy 1 year, one class there at least. So farewell to Dwight Cox. And then just this week on the 20th, we lost a great friend of ours on Facebook, Mike Diodario. Mike was one of the top Nitro funny cartooners and crewmen from back in the 70s all the way into the current days. Mike was, you'll see pictures of him out there with, you name it. I mean, just about every Nitro funny car of the era. He was a big part of our Facebook groups on the Coca-Cola Cavalcade of Stars group, the 70s funny cars groups. And he had a great life, just a guy that just ate life up with a spoon, a really super partner to many funny car teams, and the guy that kind of kept us up to date on those great days here on Facebook. We all send our love to the family of Mike Diodario, who passed away on the 20th. And then finally, Brett Kepner just let me know today that we lost Mike Myers on the 21st, just yesterday. For those Midwest alcohol funny car fans, there was the team of Myers and Strader. It was a flamed Chevy Vega, and then they raced the old Starfire as well. But Myers and Strader, Fred Strader passed away about 4 years ago, but his longtime partner Mike Myers passed away just yesterday. They lived about 200 miles north of Brett in Illinois, but back when he was announcing, he saw them all the time at UDRA events in the three-state area, and some really, really great racers. So farewell to Mike Myers. And so, folks, it's our sad but proud duty to report these great names. Our condolences to the family and friends of these awesome racers, and want to thank them for the thrills over the years. With that, John, let's go into our wrap. Any final thoughts from you about the show tonight?
Yes, tonight for me was the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. I've always wanted to meet Chico Kodama, and Mooneyes has been a part of my hot rodding life from the time I was a kid up until now. And it was an honor to meet Chico. He's a great guy, man. He's got a terrific sense of humor, and we had a wonderful visit with him. So, that's something I can check off on my bucket list, is that I got to meet and hang out with Chico Kodama.
There
And
you go.
I want to thank everybody on the chat board. Y'all were great tonight.
Absolutely. As always, they're amazing. And John gets to see it live. I get to check it out later. But thank you everybody for joining. John wearing his yellow Draglist shirt tonight, and in honor of Chico and the Mooneyes gang. I
That's
love it.
exactly right. That's why I wore it.
Awesome. Well, we do want to thank Chico Kodama, who was just amazing. Really, really appreciated him sharing tonight. Lots of fun. John Bachman, of course, my brother, Kay Turkelson, Pete Moriello out there, Rob McCabe doing hard duty this weekend, doing the lists and doing it live. David Oakes, of course, with the photos. Mel Bashore with the good old-timey Draglist entries. Ron Toombs doing the same. John Mernon II, who put up a ton of new Draglist entries this week with photos. John's going back and taking all the entries that we don't have photos for, and he's adding photos and he's adding details. So thank you, John. And of course, Jeff Gilderer of Zeus Digital Marketing, who was our friend from the beginning. Of course, thanks in heaven to Danny White, the big guy, looking down on us and making sure we do the right thing. Click the like and share button with share the show with your friends, even if you're seeing this on a recording, and click that little box down there. The drag list box down there is going to be the way that you can subscribe to the channel. So please do subscribe. Lets folks know that we're out here, and we'll remind you every time we're about to come on. Check in on draglist.com every day to see what's new. The latest and greatest was the NHRA results from the Charlotte Four Wides yesterday. And of course, Mr. Rob McCabe will be putting that Funny Car Chaos report up soon. And you could also find us on the Radio Bob Network out there on the West Coast and anywhere they have internet. The Draglist Live show is part of the Radio Bob Network, and they slip us in right between the good old music they play in the other shows. And so finally, let's say farewell, but see you on September 29th, next Monday night, for Dina Paris, the Pro Mod World Champ. And she's a spicy meatball, as she likes to say. Italian all the way, and we love her because she's nothing but personality. And she's going to talk about her racing career and what she's got going on for this year. Until then, on behalf of John and Kay and everybody else, my name's Bill, and we will see you next Monday night.